Welcome to ProTech Intellitrak. For this short video, I'd like to talk a little bit about cleaning up your imported data when you first become an Intellitrak customer. So let's get started. Come into the dashboard when you log in. Let's drop down to support and let's learn a little bit about how that's going to go. So I come over here and I go to this tab that says Data Import Cleanup. Two stages really here. Correcting existing data and adding data. It is invariably true that when you import data from an old system that's probably not as sophisticated, whether it's a piece of software or a spreadsheet or just notes on a piece of paper, that the data won't be complete. There'll be some dates that are wrong, there'll be duplicates and things of that nature. So plan on spending some time, because the higher quality your data in Intellitrak, the better experience you're going to have, the more value you're going to get out of Intellitrak. So the first thing to do is the ProTech folks will import your data and do whatever is obvious in terms of cleanup. Try to make sure they can get your data in from its prior source. And then you'll need to do that cleanup, and they'll work with you to do that. First thing is to correct your existing data. So you can read this paragraph and see how that goes. Typically you'll use the search function and maybe do it a department at a time. So you search for all the aprons in your group, say of radiologists, and then you'll go through those and assign them to that department or assign them to a particular site, and you use the group functions like we've talked about before. Well, you'll go to the apron groups area, and let's show you how that works. Go to apron groups, you'll build your list and do group updates. So say I have all radiologists. In this case, that's not in the system yet. I would simply pick radiology and then do the update for all those selected aprons. So you work your way through your data, cleaning up the data, adding information, and your data is much higher quality. When you do your first inspection, typically that's a great time to look at the other fields in Intellitrak. And the quickest way to get there, let's just go to Manage Aprons and pick Add Aprons. You can see what I'm talking about. Some of those will already be there, item label, description, but these other things, it might be of value to add some of the characteristics of the apron if you didn't have that in your import data. So the apron style, for instance, or the fabric type or color. If you add this information, then you can search on it, and makes your life a little bit easier. But you have to decide that for your own facility. Is it worth the time to put that data in there so you can use it, or it's not worth the time? That's your choice. Go back here to the data import cleanup screen. Again, just read about that. There will be some items that will be stuck in on hold status, and that's so that it brings to your attention that, hey, these are the ones you need to look at. Some of the aprons will have an inspection required, so it's a good flag to take a look at those aprons. And then a log is generated. We can talk more about that later with staff, but there's a log generated when you import data, so that's another way to figure out there are certain things that need your attention. But all in all, the idea is to clean up your data, remove duplicates, put them in the correct status, so that as you go forward you have the best quality data possible, so you get the most out of your system. And it's great to add additional information, especially apron characteristics and such, so that those go into the detailed apron reports, and that impresses the Joint Commissioner or Commission Inspector. All good things. So this is part of the data import cleanup process. See you in the next video.